how to observe Sabbath, how to take delight and joy, how to struggle and wrestle with limitations, all in cooperation with God and each other while keeping faith with the world, the created order. And part of how God taught them this early on involved these two trees that are placed in the garden, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of Tov and Ra. And they can eat from the tree of life, but not the tree of the knowledge of good and bad. Because they don't just need knowledge, they need wisdom. And to gain wisdom, they got to wrestle with some kind of limitation. And this is just how humans change and grow. Mostly not through success, but through struggle with some kind of limit. They got to learn that their freedom is not unlimited in a sense. Not everything they desire will lead to shalom. And so God doesn't just give a set of laws and rules because, you can follow laws and rules and never find wisdom. And sometimes wisdom involves violating certain laws and rules. And so God gives them this limitation that becomes a test for them. Will they trust God and heed the limitation, or will they trust some other source or take another path? And of course, in the story, this is when the serpent comes up, twisting God's words and enticing human beings to ignore God's guidance and take a shortcut to the knowledge of good and bad, to gain knowledge without having to struggle for it, which ends up being just, in a sense, knowledge without wisdom, which we all know is a dangerous thing. And in the story, it's ironic, because if they would have just respected God's limitation, then the tree, the limit, actually would have taught them wisdom. And they would have become like God, who is wise.